Well, Carson, you officially caught more muskies on Green Bay in the last 2 weeks than I have.
With a little bit of black in it.
Yeah, I got that one.
Black lightning.
Yeah.
Got one. Cool. Okay.
That kid, Carson.
Hey, it felt good. Can't complain.
This one? Well, musky frenzy to start the morning. If anybody knows me, they know 8-9 stagger is an absolute staple in my boat. If anybody knows anything about Green Bay, black and chartreuse is always the deal. Nice fish, dude. So I turned it off when I ran up there. So I didn't shut the motor off, so we're still going forward. That's a classic move of mine. Run to the front and hit the power button. Wasn't super. Wasn't like really expecting to catch it.
Just a time filler.
Yeah, really. Are we rolling?
We're rolling. Oh yeah, I got that.
All right. So the boys made her out to the bay. I had a guy cancel kind of last minute on me 2 days ago, and fishing out here this year has been super rough. We've got super cold water temps, late spring, a ton of bait around. Our fish aren't really in their true summer pattern yet. It's kind of either hit or miss. Like some days, like the other day we caught 5, and then I went like 6 trips or 7 trips without a single fish. So it's been back and forth, but Carson, the boys came over quick, last minute. It's, I don't know, 6:30 in the morning. We got a fish in the bag. We started at 4. We had moon at 5:15, and this is kind of classic for the bay. After the majors for us are really good. Why, I don't know. It depends. Like everywhere I fish, it's different, but here it's like peak is good, but it seems like there's a 2-hour window after moon. That's always good. Doesn't matter if it's major or minor. But that one ate a musky frenzy, 8-9 stagger, black chartreuse, absolute staple out here. I love that color. For the bay, it just seems to work no matter if it's sunny, cloudy, daylight, after dark. But your first Green Bay muskie, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Congrats.
Appreciate it.
Get out of your way. There you go. First Great Lakes muskie?
Yeah, first Great Lakes muskie. Nice little guy. Pretty.
They always got a pretty good build on them out here. There's so much shad, perch, is a lot of what they're feeding on. Alewives this year especially, our alewives stayed in the bay really long. They're still out here. And that's what's kind of making our fishing tough, is this later spring, colder water, but kind of surprised we got one. Kind of not surprised we got one.
She crushed it. All of a sudden she was there.
Alright, get this out of your way.
Hey, she's already ready.
Cold water.
That was cool. Just kidding.
Look at 69-degree water, and it's middle of August.
Can't complain. This is so nice. Way better than the cities.
Yeah.
Trying to get him in thorn.
Got one. Nice. Yeah, that's a water pool. Let's go.
Jump was sick. I mean, we're not catching Green Bay Giants today, but we're catching future Green Bay Giants. Alright, let's take him to the back. Say freaking crush this thing. Front hook. Oh, snub nose. Normally on Green Bay, we've got our fish nip our baits a lot. the back hook, but I've always said when you get a fish that eats the front hook, you know they wanted it. This is a little 8 Musky Frenzy, black flame pattern. Another standby green bay color. I don't want to mess up your face any more than it already is. Little snub nose. That's a bad one. We catch a handful of them in recent years, but they're all the same size. I don't know if it's like a certain
Year class?
a certain year class or what. But yeah, like all our snub nose fish are like 42 or smaller. So like I said, this fish ate the Musky Frenzy, 8 stagger, and Green Bay is kind of known for we fish a lot of smaller baits, but our bucktails normally are pretty good size. Like we catch a lot of fish on 10s, icy 10s, stuff like that. But the last couple of years, it's kind of been going to like the 8, 9s. It's been more of our deal. Just give me the scissors again. Your last one until today. And then, so I'm just gonna, easiest way to do this, guys, instead of trying to pull the fish out of the water and stress him out, I'm just gonna cut the line. He literally lasso himself around my loop knot. And I'll show you, I tie a little bit different knot with my leaders. You can see my line's doubled up right there. But if you just cut it, instead of stressing the fish out, trying to lift them out of the water to get your line, it's always good to retie anyways. We're fishing just a small 6-inch 174 wire leader. These are my DWF ones. You can get them at Thorn. 80-pound braid. And what's the bait? Right here. 8, that single clevis. I add a front hook, and then I also put a little bit of weight on it. There's a little 3/8 ounce bell sinker there. Straighten that thing out. Get it back in Carson's hand because he's got the hot hand. That little thing. It's so cool. You guys can see the deformity in his top draw. Some fish have it. The last few years we've been seeing more and more fish with it out here. I don't know what it's caused by or what, but
Cool fish though.
yeah, something a little different. Say not the 54-incher we're here for. But
Not gonna complain.
oh, she's ready to go.
So spunky.
This worked good.
Thanks.
All right, so we're gonna keep Carson casting because, like I said, he's got the hot hand. But basically, the setup he's using, 10-foot extra heavy Predator. This is my go-to rod on Green Bay or basically anywhere I fish. This does 90% of my fishing. Really, the only thing outside of this is a heavy -2 or a double extra heavy for those super big baits late in the fall or when I'm in Minnesota. But 10-foot extra heavy, love this rod. My specific build, how I do them, 19-inch rear grip, small flare, because you get a nice kind of a baseball bat almost feel to it. And you're going to make that cast. Palm style reel seat, sits real nice in the back of your palm. Love that. 4.5-inch half wells. I really like this for all my pull pause baits. I hold the foregrip, okay? Some people hold the reel. I hold the foregrip on my pull pause baits and the reel on my straight retrieve baits. Now, the reason I do that, rubber baits, you generally want more leverage on your hook set, and kind of choking up on that rod, getting some more power up here is going to give you stronger hook sets, and then I don't think it fatigues your hand as much. You don't get kind of that claw action. But I make it with the big cork. This is 2-inch cork rings. This is the biggest rings we have. So it looks really oversized, really big, but it fits a lot nicer in your hand. You're not trying to clamp your hand so tight around the rod itself. And then standard guides for me have always been good. You can save a little bit of money that way, and they've always, they stand up for me, and I'm fishing about as much as anybody. On the reel side of things, Daiwa Alexa T-Wing, 6.3. This is by far my favorite gear ratio for bucktails. I think it's kind of that happy medium where you can throw 10s on it, you can throw some like the 10-12 stuff on it, but then also you can really get some speed on some stuff if you're looking to burn 8/8s or single-bladed baits. Okay, so the 6.3 for me is a must-have. 80-pound braid, and then that 6-inch 174 wire And then the leader I was telling you guys, or I should say the knot I was telling you guys about, is a Rapala loop knot. And what it does is basically, I use it for night fishing or even just any scenario, and it just helps you feel a click when you get close to your bait and you kind of pay attention to what's going on. Basically, you can double this line up. I like to leave about 2 feet, something like that, and then make an overhand knot in your main line. Come back through the loop here and wrap this 6 to 7 times. And you're going to go back through the Y and then through the loop you just made. Wet it. Pull it. Get your hand in this loop. Cinch it down. Now you got that doubled up right there. Now from here, your line's doubled up on this end. You take your leader, put your doubled up line through your swivel, and then all you're gonna do is put this loop back over your swivel. Pull from this end, because it's gonna cinch on there kind of tight. And there you have it. So now every time you come in, you're gonna feel this knot click in your guides, and know that basically once you feel that click, you need to start doing your figure 8. So it's really nice for night fishing. I even use it when I'm focused on the graph or talking to customers. It kind of gives me that reminder as soon as I feel that click that I got to go into my figure 8 and I don't want to slam my swivel into my rod tip, right? So Rapala loop knot, IC, or not even IC, 8/8 stagger, and Green Bay muskie in the boat. We got 2 hours left. See if Carson can catch another one. As little as that guy fishes, he is incredibly. Got one right at you, 23 o'clock, 25 feet. Just keep coming. Go!
Yeah, it just missed. It hit the blades.
Okay, it's at 12 o'clock, 25 feet. O'clock, 50 feet. Swimming away from me. 10 o'clock, 40 feet. He's swinging back around. He's coming back this way now. 9:30 now. 9 o'clock, 25. Called that one.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, he tried to eat the blades. Like, super weird. He's right here. Got him!
That is hilarious.
Hat trick!
That is absolutely hilarious.
That was sick.
He wanted front hook. He wanted to get back to his little cabbage patch so bad. This bait's on fire.
Can't complain.
Great fish.
Yeah, it came in super low and then I got to that outside corner and it kind of squared up to it. Perfect.
So this is actually a really good talking point for 360. In my opinion, I run 360. I think it's, for what I do, the most effective tool, especially on these shallow flats. And what happened there was I seen the fish on 360, told Carson where it was at, and his cast was already coming in the right line. I told him just keep going, it's at 25, 3 o'clock, and it missed his bait right at the boat, and I seen the fish peel off. Next rotation, the fish moved to like 11, next rotation moved to 12, next rotation it moved to like 10, and it literally was circling around the boat after it missed the bait to try to come back to its cabbage patch. And we seen it, and we just kept, I called out like where the fish was. It was obviously active, it didn't get hooks. So we seen the fish, he was literally just circling around the boat trying to get back to there. And the thing that I like about the 360 is that it's not like your live sonar where it's just constantly blaring at the fish. You've got that sonar frequency that's just blaring out there, and you're constantly hitting them. With the 360, it's a rotation, it's radar, right? So instead of just pounding that fish with a transducer or following it around, say with your pole or whatever you want to use for your live sonar, it just hits them once, right? So it's just a bleep and then it's gone, right? You're not just sitting there hammering the fish. If you ever take a Vexlar transducer and point it at your face, you'll hear it. It's like so instead of a fish constantly feeling that, with the 360, it's just a bloop and you get to see where they're at. And then it's another rotation, bloop, right? So it's not a consistent vibration or sound hitting that fish, and I don't think it's nearly as invasive or it doesn't spook them nearly as much. And we got a second chance at that one. That's cool.
They're getting smaller.
Is Carson complaining about a hat trick right now?
Yeah.
No. I can't.
There we go.
There we go.
It's actually a little longer than.
Yeah, another little guy. Cool fish.
Another fish. You can see I changed colors now. I'm throwing a black flame. This is an 8.9. I don't have another 8.8 in the boat. Gonna have to hit up Nick or bug you guys at the store tomorrow. See if you got any.
I think there's a few in stock.
But yeah, cool little fish.
Yeah.
Getting on sunrise. Still looking for a big one. Cool thing about Green Bay is we have a great stocking program. We've got a lot of fish up and coming. You can see the fin clip on the right side of that fish. That one was stocked. We got a pretty good muskie club here in town that takes care of our fish and our fishery, and we got a good future ahead of us. We've got 55 inchers and we've got 36 inchers. Everything in between. 9 o'clock. So you guys can see right here we've got a fish. Here's our 360 that's rotating. We'll pause the screen. If we were to zoom in, here it is on side imaging actually. Right there. It's probably the fish we just released. But this is what they look like on 360. If I zoom in here, keep going in. So same thing as side imaging. You've got the highlighted piece right there, that's your fish, and here's your shadow. You don't get nearly as clear of an image with 360 because it's rotating. It kind of makes the fish more round. They generally just look like a big blob. But you're looking for the highlighted piece and then the large shadow. And like I say, if you look at it on side imaging, there you've got your lot nicer picture. But just due to the rotation, it kind of deflects the true shape of the fish and makes it just look like a big round blob.
They move back into main structure in August.
Oh. Got him. He nipped it twice.
Tell me a little bit about that one, Doug.
He nipped it out on the cast, like right away. Then I goosed it. They normally don't come back. Like once you stick them, they're normally gone. These things are so sticky. Then he came back and hit it again, like 20 feet from the boat. I saw him. It was like a 45 incher. 8.9. Frenzy. Those hooks are so sharp. It's the same bait that Carson caught his first fish on this morning, that black chartreuse. Kind of going here actually. But yeah, that was a better fish. I seen him right there. 44, 45. That they don't do that. Like that fish wanted that bait, but not enough to eat the whole thing. Jeez. Like I can't explain to you how sharp these things are. Every single one.
Alright guys, we are back from Green Bay for fishing with Doug. We caught 3 fish. If you guys want to get a hold of Doug to go fish with him, all of his contact information is below in the video. The hot baits were 8-9 musky staggers, or musky frenzy staggers. We threw these all day, burning them really, really quick with a Lexa T-wing. We were using a 6-3 that day, but a 7-1 will work just fine. We were throwing them on Thorn Brothers 10-foot extra heavy. It was flat, calm all day. We just kind of burned bucktails all day and waited for that bite window to happen. It was really, really fun. And that's kind of what we did all day.